It's a good thing to think about how you are positioned in the frame when you make the green screen recording, and that's about positioning yourself in the space and how you've set up the camera. If you get the composition wrong in the recording, it can make it a little difficult to set up later on when you do the editing so that you're positioned nicely in the frame. And thinking about this is important so that you fit well with your slideshow content that might also be playing in your background. A really good methodology to follow to help set yourself up in the frame and the camera is to think about the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a basic photography principle about organising content in the frame so that it is pleasing to the viewer and a balanced composition. Dividing both the horizontal and the verticals into thirds, you can see that there are 4 main points where those lines intersect. Aligning the elements that are important for your viewer to those axes will kind of draw their attention to them. So this is something you can use to arrange yourself in the frame or even the content that you have in your slides when you design them in PowerPoint. If I'm aligned to the intersection of the vertical and horizontal axis, especially where my eye line is, then the audience will kind of be drawn to my face looking at me there, and it will feel balanced as a composition. You can see that if I arrange myself on the bottom intersection, then I've got all of this space above me, which actually makes it look a little uncomfortable, and I'm not filling the frame nearly enough. You can also use the spaces between those axes to arrange things, and that will create a balanced composition as well. So if you've got quite a lot of slide content, you can use 2/3 for that and then 1/3 for yourself in the frame, and that will still look kind of balanced because you've filled all of the available space with content for the viewer to look at. Arranging yourself centrally can also kind of work nicely, but it doesn't really leave enough space for the things around you, and then it also is dependent upon which background you are using. If you are centrally composed in the middle of the frame, then your background kind of needs that sort of balance as well. So it might also have a very straight, flat-on composition to make that image look balanced. When you're in the video, we need to see enough of you that it looks nice for the viewer, which means not framing yourself too low in the frame where you're almost disappearing off the bottom, and not really chopping off the top of your head either, because then your eyes are too close to the edge. Also, arranging yourself too far to the extremes of left or right can also look a little bit weird and looks like you're just about to exit the frame. It basically creates an uncomfortable feeling in the viewer, and thinking about this is about composing images that are balanced and look nice for the viewer.